Hi everybody, it's Victoria Lorient-Faibish, holistic psychotherapist, registered psychotherapist. I am going to start doing some more live videos because I want more engagement and I want, to share my knowledge on wider platforms, and essentially that is essentially what I'm here to do. I mean, what gets me up in the morning is knowing that the work that I do hopefully helps to stop multi-generational dysfunction, and so I feel it's incredibly important to just proliferate as much as I can. And the truth is that text and video is where it's at. Video is where it's at. Hi, people that are tuning in. I love seeing you. And I wanted to just talk about the notion of finding your self-culture. I mean, I came up with this concept a while ago, this notion of we have a self-culture. Well, we have a family culture. Everybody knows about their family culture. They kind of subconsciously bring that into their lives and keep, propagating the notion of the family culture. There's a relationship culture that comes from, essentially how you do relationships is what you inherited from your family culture. But the question is, are you developing your own self-culture, which is essentially tuning out the other folks, their opinions, their needs, their wants? I mean, these are important things to consider, but they can't be number one on your brain. Your self-culture, what's a culture? A collection of patterns, a collection of ideas, a collection of ways of thinking. That's your self-culture. And is that developed enough? Are you spending enough time on it? Are you working on it? So often I find that people are much, much, much happier if they, spend time working on their self-culture. And why don't you just ask me any questions about how do you develop your self-culture, or any questions. I mean, it's really, my platform on YouTube on Ask Victoria is called youtube.com/askvictoria. I want to bring it over here to Facebook, the concept of you can ask me things, because I am a psychotherapist and I've been doing this for 20 plus years. If you guys have any questions, please do ask them, because I'm going to start to do more of this sort of live video engagement. But the notion is, how do you lower the anxiety levels, lower the depression levels? Because I find that even though, anxiety, depression definitely is biochemical, definitely is inherited from, family DNAs and all that, really the question is, if people go about the business of taking care of what it is that they want out of life, who they are, what they're really about, I find that people are happier. It's interesting. When you start to pay attention deep inside to your own needs, and it's not something that we're necessarily taught, growing up, to your own needs, there's something quite powerful that occurs in terms of how you feel, vis-a-vis how you engage with life. And I really feel like people need to, number one, pause often and tune into, what do I need? What do I want? What's important to me? What's important to me? And I feel like your journey can really impact people around you, even in more positive ways, if you give them permission to be asking, what do they want for themselves, and have them take care of themselves. I have a concept called, the cycle of self-denial. I find that people are constantly engaged in the cycle of self-denial, which is, they are taught by their family culture that, what they want and what they need and who they are essentially is not of value. And the reason being is that the family culture is, hi Gloria, thank you for your comment. The reason being is that they're taught that in order to be in a peaceful way, or at least in a surviving way in the family culture, they need to lower their need level, put their needs on a very low priority list. But humans being humans, we have needs, and they will just bleed through. See me, hear me, what about me? What about me? That kind of thing. And I find that people develop sort of an inner depression. They become angry that they've not been taught how to have their needs heard or met by themselves or by others, and they don't ask, and then that turns into anger turned inward, which turns into depression, and often that can lead to anxiety, etc. So various ways that anxiety and depression get developed, but this is definitely one of them. So one of the most important things I find to lower a sense of disharmony within, to lower your unhappiness, to increase your serotonin, to increase your dopamine, to increase all your feel-good chemicals, is to start to give yourself self-acceptance, self-compassion. Stop the dreaded two-word terrorizing words, which is, what if? What if this? What if that? What if people don't like me? Start going about the business of, what do I need? What do I want? Who am I? What is it that's important to me? And even if these are just baby steps, at least ask yourself those questions. Anyways, I'm doing a short video today, but I'm sort of committing to starting to do more of these videos. And so hop on over to Find Your SelfCulture, which is a page. Please have a look, because I'm going to be posting more stuff there. And also my other page, which is Connecting Rewire Your Relationship Culture, which is all about, how techniques to rewire your relationship culture. And I'm going to do more of these. So ask questions, drop me messages, and I'll speak on a variety of topics. I want to talk about commitment phobia. I want to talk about social anxiety. I want to talk about surviving narcissism. I want to talk about surviving a narcissistic parent or a narcissistic relationship, or the abuse they're in. I want to talk about self-care in a very not fluffy way, but self-care at the psychological level. So these are all the topics that I'm sort of thinking about bringing forward in these fun, sort of informal Facebook Live ways, and I'll post them in different groups. But I want you, ask me questions and bring on some engagement. And Gloria Schweitzer Ponzini, love this. My mother has suffered from depression badly. Ooh, and being the daughter of a person who's depressed, that must have been really tough. That must have been very, very difficult. Have you been taking care of yourself? Have you been self-caring? Have you been not obsessing with her, but really, really taking care of you too? Because the more you take care of you, the more you can be of service to other people. Hi, Lisa McSween. Thanks for coming on. And the other thing I want to say is that you can only take other people, if you're trying to help other people, Gloria, you cannot take her far as long as you're not willing to go far, and in terms of your own self-care. So anyone who's dealing with someone who has depression, you got to take yourself really far in terms of your own self-care, in terms of your own self-management, in order to be able to help other people. You got to fill your own cup first. You got to fill your own cup first, and then you got to create an overflow and give to others only from the overflow. So I'm asking to have you guys do some engaging, so I hope to see and speak to you. I'm also a member of the Positive People Army. I'm one of the core founders. Hi, Linda. How are you, sweetheart? And the Positive People Army has been a place that I've done a lot of engaging, so hop on over there as well. All right, so talk to you later, guys. Have a great one, and I'll keep doing these little videos on psychological. How do we work on our psychology, on our minds, on our whole being? Hi, cousin Paolo. How are you? All right. I'm signing off. Bye for now.